Hey everybody, this is Mark Parsons with eXp Realty, and in this video I'm going to give you a market update on Coquitlam real estate here. So let's get to it. This is as late as August 2025. That's a most recent statistic we've had now, a balanced market with new opportunities. Now, although I know it doesn't feel like a balanced market at all, things have started to tilt slightly in some markets, some areas from what would be considered technically a buyer's market into a balanced market. So let's hop right into it. So first off, market overview, all property types are in a balanced market. Now, anything below 12% for the absorption rate, meaning how many homes are taken off the market through successful sales. I guess they've rounded it up because technically this would still be in a buyer's market. But what that means, if 12 homes out of every 100 homes are selling, up to about 20 of every 100 homes, that is considered a balanced market. Below that is a buyer, above that is a seller. So technically we are in balance with this one, just touching there if you get it rounded up there. So inventory levels increase across all property types. Prices are stabilizing after 2022 peak declines, and I'll show you exactly what that looks like here. And balanced conditions favor both buyers and sellers. I would say that the market is still very much tilted in the favor of buyers, but the small shifts that we are seeing are coming back in favor of buyers, but nothing noteworthy that's really moving the needle at this point. But in terms of price balances, let's take a look here. This is Coquitlam, all property types. We'll just look at Detached for now to give an idea of what that looks like with prices balancing out. So what they're talking about is this here. You know, this prices peaked in 2022 in April for pretty much all property types, down, up, down, up, down, up, and down. Now, you know, right now, when the market is in a balanced market, typically you will see prices stabilize, and I think that's why they're putting that out there now. Could prices go lower? Absolutely they could, but we just recently had the interest rates drop to 2.5%, and it's expected that we will see another 2 potential drops by next one possibly in October, and another one in early of January. So if we're seeing that, that will more than likely offset any price decreases that we would have seen otherwise, and stabilized pricing is probably a pretty accurate assumption here. So going on, we got detached homes. The home price index price was 1.72 million for detached homes in Coquitlam. As of August 2025. It's currently in a buyer's market for detached homes right now. Sales in August were 59. Now that's down from 169 in July 22, just kind of giving you that contrast there. And inventory right now is 509 properties on the market, up from average of 496 in 2024. So on average, we've got less sales and more inventory. Obviously, this favors buyers here. Now, for detached homes, strategic opportunities. For buyers, you've got more choice and negotiating power. I would say it's possible. I mean, we never know till the time passes, but this is the time to be out there really taking advantage of that leverage that you have. You know, sellers are competing with one another when there's lots of inventory out there, which allows buyers to have selection, take their time, and negotiate hard. Favorable conditions in the price range of 2.25 million to 2.5 million. I would say anything above 2 million, buyers have a severe advantage. There is substantial amounts of inventory and not that much activity out there right now. And if we pull up these are snapshots for Coquitlam detached homes, and we can look at things according to price range. Anything below, so between 1.5 million and 1,750,000 here. The absorption rate or sales ratio is at 35%. This is a strong seller's market. This is a market that's really, really moving. So those entry level homes in Coquitlam, they're still moving. And if we look pretty much anything below 1,750,000 is in a seller's market there. Very firm in these 1.5 to 1,750,000. These are good entry-level homes into the Coquitlam market. But as you get above 2 million, 2.5 million, as high as it goes up here, there is a lot of inventory and very little is selling. The reason that graph said between 2.25 million and 2.5 million is because there were 73 homes on the market and only one sold. So obviously that was a price bracket that was really, really to the advantage of buyers. Nothing was moving for sellers, but I would say anything over 2 million kind of falls in that category there. And, the transition is between 1.75 million and 2 million from where we had a very fast moving market to where we can start to see things really drop there. That's for detached homes. Prime areas, Coquitlam West, Millardville, Ranch Park. These are the areas where buyers really have the advantage. Ranch Park has been in a very tough place for quite some time now. So let's take a look at Ranch Park here. So there were 80 homes on the market and only 6 sold at an 8% absorption rate. So, they have well over a year's worth of inventory on the market there. But these are the areas where buyers really had the advantage there. Prices are almost 12% below prices in 2022. The peak property prices for detached homes, they've come down about almost $250,000. The average prices have come down about $230,000 from where we were in April of 2022 to where we are sitting now today. And for sellers, the market, it's competitive pricing, essential and high inventory markets. Sellers they're competing on price. I would say what is selling is what's compelling, and often that is price for buyers, but not always. Some homes that are just, spectacular, great condition, have advantages over other homes. Those ones are still going to move, but of course, they also have to be priced accordingly. Price is king right now for sellers because there's a lot of competition. Best position, 3 to 4 bedrooms, and again, this is because it's falling basically into the category of that 1.15 to 1,750,000. These entry level detached homes in Coquitlam. That's where the price bracket hits, so that's where the sellers are getting the most action. Prime locations, New Horizons neighborhood was moving very much for sellers there, and homes are selling at 98% of the list price. Now, there's a couple stats that I say take with a grain of salt. One is percentage of list price, and another one is days on market, because for one, this is only measured off of the homes that are actually selling, and many homes will adjust their list price or come on and off the market, adjusting their list price, which then they may sell close to their price. Now, the thing is that there is a lot of inventory on the market, so buyers aren't wasting their time with overpriced homes. They're checking out the ones that are priced sharply, which is another reason why, even though the market is slower, lots of homes are sitting on the market, that that homes are still selling at 98% of list price, because buyers are attracted to the homes that are priced sharp. Next, we have townhomes. The resilient performer. Townhomes are definitely the outperforming sector of the market. It's in a balanced market at 14% sales to active ratio or absorption rate. 14 homes out of every 100, or townhomes out of every 100 are selling. That's still going to feel pretty slow for sellers, but there's certain pockets and certain price points that are really, really moving fast. This is down from 31% in August of 2023. So, the market is half as fast moving as it was at that point. Price performance, average home price index is just under 1.1 million. That's a 1% increase from August 2024. So it's up 1% from last year. This is where upsizing can be a real advantage to townhomes. They haven't taken the same hit that detached homes have taken, and it's a 5.4% decrease from 2022. So where detached homes are down almost 12%, Townhomes are only down about 5.5%, which is really narrowing that gap there. Market activity, 33 sales in August, 201 homes in inventory, and average 23 days on market. Again, the days on market is only measured off the properties that actually are selling. So if a home comes off the market and goes back on the market, it's not going to measure those days that were it was previously on the market and didn't sell. So we always want to look closer into that one. Townhomes market positioning, strong value retention. They're holding value. It's the most resilient property type, holding value well over everything else. Buyer opportunities. There's increased inventory between $700,000 and $800,000 range. So if that's your price point, there's a lot coming on the market. You're going to have a lot of choice now. And it also says best options for buyers, 4+ bedroom properties. Now there's a reason for this. This is saying that buyers have the opportunity buying 4+ bedroom townhomes, but the reason is there's a little less demand on a 4+ bedroom townhome because the people who are getting 4 or more bedrooms in a townhome, those are the people that are actually now shifting and looking at detached homes. So a big portion of who has the financial qualifications to purchase that property, well, they're walking over to detached homes. So for buyers that really want that townhome that meets this criteria, you are going to have less competition there. The seller advantage, prime position, 3-bedroom townhomes, absolutely. That's your kind of bread and butter with townhomes. Top location, Westwood Plateau neighborhood is moving very well. And again, 99% sales to list ratio. Again, there's a lot of inventory on the market. The homes that are selling are the ones that are priced sharp and they're actually selling very quickly. Now, there's plenty of townhomes on the market that are just sitting out there, but things are selling for homes that are priced well. They are selling very close to their asking price, no question there. So then we have condos, high inventory, shifting dynamics. So with condos, prices are down a little over 5% from 2024 and about 7.5% from peak prices. But if we look, 2025 is on the left here, 2024 is on the right. So sales are less this year versus last year. Inventory is higher this year versus last year. So if you've got less sales and more inventory, it's going to be to the advantage of buyers. And again, we don't know how long that this will stick around. So I am telling buyers, if you're ready, prepared, and qualified, that you should be looking. If you find the right property and are able to take action, you can get a great property at a great deal today. And then days on market is virtually unchanged from last year, again, because whether the market is moving fast or moving slow, even in a slow moving market, there are plenty of properties that move fast that are priced to sell. So the condo market, strategic entry point, buyer advantages, higher inventory. It equals more choices, more negotiating power. This is a time where buyers can really be picky and choosy and negotiate great deals, to be honest. And if you'd like to see our Deal Spotter program, just reach out. Or if you'd like to get the there'll be a link below in the description here. A significant price drop from 2022 creates an entry opportunity, which I'll show you here in a second. And for seller strategies, high competition requires strategic pricing. That's across the board. Even though townhomes are moving faster than detached and condos, none of them are moving really quickly right now, unless we're talking about certain price points or certain neighborhoods. But overall, price is still king in terms of competing. So the most active price band for condos in Coquitlam is between $500,000 and $600,000. These are people hoping to get that 2-bedroom unit in between $500,000 and $600,000, which in 2022 wouldn't have been an option. So pricing has come to a new place there, or certainly in those price ranges you can get newer 1-bedrooms as well. And if we look here for condos and townhomes in Coquitlam by bedroom count, so it's actually 3 bedrooms that were gaining the most attention, almost up in a seller's market, and 2 bedrooms slightly below the average here of 14%. So again, it's balanced across the board for condos, no question there. 99% sale to list price ratio maintained. Again, this is simply because it is the properties that are price sharp that are getting buyer attention, and the buyers show up, and the ones who are out there to purchase, that's what they're going to do when they find the right one. So upsizing and downsizing price gap analysis. So from peak prices in 2022, detached homes are down 12%. Condos are down 7.5%, and townhomes are down 5.5%. So the biggest opportunity for upsizing right now is for selling a townhome and purchasing a detached home. So since peak prices, detached homes are down about $230,000, almost $250,000, while townhomes are only down $60,000. So that's actually it's narrowed the price gap between townhomes and detached homes by $170,000 on average. So townhome owners who are looking to upsize right now have that major advantage, and they're going to have a lot of inventory to choose from. They're going to be able to negotiate hard on their detached home purchase, and they're going to get the home that is going to serve their future well. Where if they were trying to make this exact same move in 2022, upsizing from a townhome to a detached home, not only would it cost them $170,000 more, but they would be in a buyer frenzy buying their next home, the detached home, and likely having to make far more concessions, not have negotiating power, have way less selection of that next home that is going to be your home, right? I always personally say I'd rather sell in a slower market. It might not be as fun on the sales side, but when you're purchasing your next home, you want to make sure that you're able to get you're going to have to compromise the least for whatever home you're going to be living in for the next 5 or 10 years. So upsizing opportunity, larger detached home price drops, plus declining mortgage rates make upsizing more attractive for townhome owners. And if you're willing to get into a home with a rental suite, you can even increase your financial qualifying ability by anywhere from $80,000 to a couple $100,000 without having to make a penny more. If you have any questions on that, just reach out. My contact info is below. And then for downsizing, condo prices fell more than townhomes, creating capital freeing opportunities for downsizers. So if somebody is downsizing from a townhome to a condo prices have dropped more than townhome prices are. So there is a downsizing opportunity there as well for those who are considering that. And other than that, if you're ready to make your move, there are lots of opportunities out there. There's certainly lots of good deals out there. If you let me know what you're looking for, you can contact me below in the description there. And we're finding a lot of deals for our clients because there is a lot of inventory out there. The key is, though, you have to be qualified and ready to go, because the good deals are the ones that are selling the fastest. They're not staying on the market for long. They're price sharp, buyers notice, and they get sold, but they are incredible deals from what we've been able to find in the last, at least 3 years. So Bank of Canada, they dropped their interest rates today to 2.5%. We're expecting a couple more drops coming. Lower mortgage rates stimulating buyer activity. As these rates drop, we may start to see, we will see more activity coming into the market, and we're already seeing some price bands for insurance, like entry-level detached homes in Coquitlam, that are already starting to heat up, and that's what we'll usually see. We'll usually see it in townhomes or entry-level detached homes, and this is what we see as things start to move forward. So shift toward more active market conditions is possible with interest rates coming down. So if you have any questions, all my contact info is in the description below. Reach out. We'll sit down and chat and see what the best move for you is, and find you the opportunity that's going to fit your next home. Bye for now.